Hello, my name is William Huff, and I'm going to be talking to you today about the current views on race relations and biases and impartial policing. First, I want to describe what influence race relations has had on modern policing. I believe that these problems we've have been having with race relations and police have been festering for years. I believe that it started as far back in my memory with Rodney King in L.A. in 1992. I believe that we've just been going over and over again over the years, and things have, between the broken windows way of that we were policing for so many years, and I can remember my FTO. He said, "Oh, if this car, if you see a car that's looking a certain way, types of wheels, lowrider, you can pretty sometimes pretty much guarantee that that's going to be a good stop, and you make a traffic stop on it, and there, you know, more times than not, you would get marijuana or some kind of narcotic out of that, out of a car that you might see or stop. But this is the type of policing that has caused us to have or get a negative light on us. The relationships have just gone down to where we're at now, defund the police. And it all just came to a head when Breonna Taylor and George Floyd were murdered by hands of police officers. So we're not trusted. The minority community does not trust us, and it's going to take some time for us to earn that trust back. Next thing I would like to talk to you about, do biases exist within the police community interactions? And I believe yes. I can tell you that I know one of my biases is really towards the homeless, and I'll explain that. I first started in police work. My second job was a part-time job at El Centro College, and the chief and assistant chief, they did not, policy was, we didn't, if you weren't a student there, you were not allowed in our buildings, and you were trespassed if you were found in there and didn't have a reason to be in El Centro College. As you may know, or a lot of people know, downtown Dallas, in that area, is near the Dart Rail, and there are a large number of homeless in that area. And so when it got cold or it got hot, they wanted to come inside the building, get water, find shelter, warm up, and we were constantly running them off. And it was always kind of just portrayed to us that if they were in the building, they had to have been up to no good. Is that necessarily true? No, that was just, but that's kind of ingrained in me for the 2.5 years that I worked at El Centro College, and even when I moved on to become a corporal at Richland College. We had to deal with the homeless building camps in Garland at one of our sister colleges, and we had them living in near the soccer fields out there in tents. So that's something that I work on, and I've really since coming to Baylor University, I've tried to work on it and not have those feelings or work on those feelings. So I have some empathy and compassion towards. So with that being said, I do believe that there are biases that officers subconsciously might not even know they have, and it affects their interactions with the people that they make contact with. I'm going to identify a potential strategy that I would like to see and put into implementation in the department that I work for. I am a scoutmaster with BSA, and they implemented a citizenship and society merit badge this year when the George Floyd and the Breonna Taylor incident happened, and it helps to just work on these equality, discrimination, ethical leadership, being an upstander, identities, understanding identities, inclusion, and diversity. I think it's very important to develop a program within our department that would include all of these aspects. When you talk about identities, just understanding race and understanding religion and sexual orientation, and just knowing that they're people too. Equality and equity, they run hand in hand. If you have equity, then you're going to have equality, and just being fair at every time that you interact with somebody. So that is what I feel, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. Thank you.